Hello guys, my name is Amy and welcome to the latest highlight video for Canada. So as you can probably tell by this mini highlight video, kind of chucking it down. Don't know what the weather is like normally in Canada, but unfortunately the duration of both the quali and the race is torrential rain. So it's one of them, it's a track that I don't really know, plus weather I don't really know. So we're a few mixed emotions on how I was going to do on this race, but it's one of them. Onwards and upwards, bit into qualifying. Into qualifying then, and as you can tell, very wet. We've got the full wets on. And I don't do too bad. You can sort of see a bit of a dry line forming pretty much at the end of qualifying now, so everyone's been out for a few runs. Unfortunately I had a few technical problems. We were going to have another person in the party and for some reason I couldn't hear him, so hence why my first run is so late in the session. Again, I did quite a bit of practice sort of before this race, so it's one of them. I felt good, but as we go through the last chicane, quite well I must say, without hitting the wall, we go over and P12. I'll take P12, seeing as it's a track that I don't know and in the wet. So we stay out, we're still on the same set of tyres, and it's one of them, because of how bad my first lap was, my second outing is horrendously better. It's one of them, so many seconds up, all green, over and P10. It's one of them, I made 2 places up, and obviously this lap I start off in green, go down, but obviously I'm running out of fuel, so unfortunately I can't do another lap. I just end up holding everybody else up because I'm now in slow mode. I'm in low fuel, so it's just a case of limp it back to the pits. So we're starting P11. It's one of them, by the time I limped back to the pits I just did not have time to refuel and change tyres, so that's that. So into strategy, and unfortunately someone presses the button. We have like 10 seconds to sort out fuel, so it's a quick sort out my strategy. I didn't quite know what to do, but I end up going on the 1 stop. It's going to rain the whole way through, so we're always going to be on the wets. It's just a case of whether we go for a 1 stop or a 2, and I went with the 1 stop. On to the race then. So 5 lights out, and I don't get a bad start. It's one of them, Liam in front of me. Well, because of the rain I can't see nothing. Unfortunately I do get front wing damage, so the Ferrari in front goes a bit wide. I lose my front wing, obviously safety car because of the amount of chaos. I ended up doing illegal overtakes, so I have to stop, and no one really knew what was happening. I managed to get away with the penalty because Hugo there does get past me literally in the nick of time. So unfortunately they have a little coming together as well. Again, illegal overtake. I have no idea what's going off at this point. Somehow I didn't get a penalty for illegal overtakes. Again, everyone was slowing down. I got a collision with Ninja. I'm not quite sure where. I weren't quite sure who I'm supposed to be overtaking. It's one of them. I got myself a 5 second for a serious collision, but it's one of them, everyone started slowing down and I just went past them. I was having none of it by the end of it. It was a case of, if I get another 5 seconds, I get another 5 seconds, but it's a thing of, I'm in front of everybody, I've got everyone behind me, so they're all stopping and starting because they don't know what position they're in. Obviously Jeff comes up with the thing of coming up with a 2-stop now, so we do come into the pits. Obviously I've got massive front wing damage, but yeah, it's one of them, I knew chaos was going to happen, and it did. Coming into the pits, not a problem. But yeah, it's first lap chaos, and I serve my 5 seconds, so I get that out of the way and done with. But yeah, already a DNF, poor Elite, has suffered the consequence of lap 1. On to lap 4 then, and we're P9, it's not too bad, but coming up to the end of the safety car, and yeah, I have a guy right up my back end, but I really do not want to smack into the people in front, hence the big gap. Now, I do get horrendous understeer. The guy does go past me on that corner, and then I have to give it him back, which then, because I've slowed down, has let 4 others through. So unfortunately I have gone down to P13 as we start lap 5. Now, as you can tell, everyone's still squirming a little bit, so it's just a case of bide my time and wait until someone spins off because it's too wet, and I'll just go past them. On to lap 5 then, and we're into a virtual safety car now. Someone's dropped it at this particular corner. As you can tell, he's trying to sort himself out. You've got Hybrid that's in the middle of the road that's missing half his front. So why it's not a full safety car, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that would be a full safety car in real life. But anyway, we're up to P11, starting lap 6. Starting lap 7 then, we are P11, and Dioptric has hit the curse of the dreaded chicane. He's DNF now. Obviously I'm too busy worrying about the guy in front, which is Keelan. He does take evasive action so I don't hit him. I had full control over my car anyway, but nice gesture for keeping an eye out for the drivers, which is few and far between in most leagues. On to lap 8 then. It seems like something happens every lap, and this time it's Hugo. He DNFs, he goes into the wall and gets terminal damage. Now, it's quite funny because apart from the first race, so Bahrain, he's only got 1 point, and I'm pretty sure he's not actually finished a race, and we were literally that lap on about how Hugo saying about how good he is and whatever, and that we've noticed he doesn't really finish a race. It's a case of more than likely doesn't get points, and then he literally, as soon as we were finished talking about him, goes and DNFs. So at this point we're all cracking ourselves laughing, so I'm surprised I managed to keep it on the road, to be honest. On to lap 11 then, and a full safety car. We've had so many normal safety cars and so many virtual safety cars, and we're only a third of the way through the race. This time it's Storm. He went into, I imagine he went into the pit slightly wrong. He looked like he went just straight on at the chicane, and yeah, that's another one DNF'd. So yeah, we're still P9, but people still seem to keep dropping. On lap 12 then, and I go straight into the back of Yav, coming up to the hairpin, and completely did not see him. Hence the 5-second penalty, and then no front wing. So I do come in this lap, obviously, no front wing at all. Yeah, only just caught up to the safety car as well, from the storm incident. So, very interesting race, put it that way. But anyway, into the pits, served my time penalty, and it's still raining. On to lap 14 then. The restart from the safety car was fine. The two in front of me came in and pitted, but absolute carnage with two of them stood in the middle of the road. Now, thank God ghosting is on, because I honestly almost pooped my pants, and I don't know what would have happened if ghosting was off. So yeah, they're not out, they've just been spun. So seems as though something happening every lap is carrying on. On to my what will be my last lap, as I have been lapped. Yeah, nothing's happened. Literally nothing for the past 20 laps. I got passed by a couple of people, but it was fair and square, you know, nothing, you know, argy-bargy, you know, DRS zones straight down the outside or inside cutback or whatever, you know, it's nothing major. Obviously I got lapped by the front runner, hence why this is going to be my last lap. But yeah, to say how hectic the first half of the race was, nothing has happened. It's one of them, I was a bit cautious regarding my tyres, as you can tell, very worn. I do my typical trying to work it out on how many percent per lap, and it turned out I didn't need to do another pit stop because obviously I had to change my front wing a few times. That kind of messed my strategy up, but nevertheless it's one of them. So as you can see there, Lewis won again, doesn't surprise me. But yeah, over the line in P7. So I'm actually in front of both Keelan and Liam in this race. So yeah. Confirmation then. P7. So that is our best finish yet. And Keelan gets driver of the day, going from P13 to P8. So up 5 places for him. The podium then. So there is Lewis, the winner, closely followed by Mirabeau, which is also Adam, that gets the fastest lap as well, and then third is Colin, which is Iconic in third. Final classifications then. So yeah, like I just said, Lewis, Mirabeau and Iconic. We come in 7th ahead of Keelan and Liam, so some really good points for McLaren there, to the point we actually do leapfrog 2 places up the championship standings. So all in all, a really good race and my best finish so far. Onwards and upwards. Let's see how we do next race. So there we go, guys, that was Canada. Unfortunately rained the entirety of the race, including qualifying, but that didn't seem to hinder us too much, which I think I did quite well. I know we were on full wets, and they seemed to help massively, and no sliding around. I don't think we hit the wall once, unlike a few did meet their end with the wall of champions. So on to France next week, so that's going to be an interesting one. I can't remember like I said last race, I can't remember doing France at all. Now I see a lot of people, you tend to use France for no rules France, because it's pretty flat. It's a lot of runoff area. I'm probably going to be using quite a bit of that next week. But anyway, it's going to be a fun one. I'm going to get quite a bit of practice in because I am off. So I've had pretty much a whole week to practice before France. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, it's a case of join me at about 8:15 on Friday. Obviously you'll be watching this Friday lunchtime, so feel free to watch me over on Twitch tonight, link in the description. So guys, if you like this video, please leave a like rating. If you're new around here, if you could subscribe as well, that'd be even better. Next to the subscribe button is a little bell. If you click that, that'll turn on notifications for when my videos go up. So hopefully guys, I will see you later on today for France. Bye!